Well, thank you for coming into the station.
Pleasure.
You want to introduce yourselves for all the lovely kids watching at home?
Sure. I'm Jeff. I'm the keyboard player for Striking Back.
I'm Jordan. I'm the lead singer.
And you guys are from Seattle?
Yes.
Or kind of all around Seattle?
We both live in Seattle now. He grew up in Linwood, and I from Eastern Washington.
You were mentioning before that other people live in, like, Spokane and stuff.
We got a guitarist in Spokane, Preston, and our bassist also in Spokane, Scotty.
So how'd you guys come all together if you're kind of spread out all throughout Washington?
Well, the band started out as a solo project, so our current record, the Restless EP, was one that I did on my own with the producer, and then I kind of recruited musicians after the fact.
Got it.
And I went to college in Spokane at Gonzaga, and Preston was like the front man of a band called Coretta Scott back in the day.
Okay.
And I just knew him then because my band at the time was trying to open for him all the time.
Nice. So it was like, you kept contacting him, and eventually it was like, let's just work together.
Yep, and then let's see. I met him. I've never worked with him before. Tackett, drummer, never worked with him before. Same with the bass player.
And now you guys are all best friends.
We're buddies. We like to party together.
And like you mentioned before, you just had an EP come out in June?
Yes.
The end of June?
Yeah.
So, and that was a solo project originally?
Yeah, well, at the time, you know, especially with the economy is right the way it is right now, you know, it's just going to be a lot easier for me to go in and do it without having a full band. The cost of flying to LA and all those things, you know, add up after a while. And plus I didn't know anybody at the time because I just moved to Seattle. So the intention is not for it to be a solo project, but that's how we started it out.
Got it. And I actually saw you guys at a show back the end of July.
July
at the
24th.
Showbox. Yeah, July 24th at the Showbox at the market. Now, do you guys have other shows that you're planning, especially now that your EP is out?
Sure, yeah. We're going to co-headline the Crocodile on October 1st.
Nice.
And we're also doing regional shows, you know, monthly, you know, just playing weekend warrior trips mostly, stuff like that, you know.
Right. So is it hard with all of you kind of spread out throughout Washington? Yeah,
you know, it's a real pain. But what's great about this particular band is, A, they're the most talented musicians I've ever worked with before, and frankly, we don't really rehearse that much. We have probably rehearsed less than 10 times total.
Really? So then isn't that nerve-wracking when you get up on stage, you're
bit.
like, I don't really know what's going on?
It is a little nerve-wracking, but, you know, we take comfort in the fact that these guys are really professional, and
right.
I do. I'm loving it, man. I mean, I like rehearsing. When we do rehearse, you know, we rock out and go in, but
I feel like as long as you trust the people that you're with also, you're like, well, I know that he's going to do a good job, so let's just make sure that I do a good job.
And it's a lot of incomplete rehearsals. We'll have one member missing type thing. You know, but it all comes, you've heard us live.
Right. Yes, I have. Now, where can people find out more about you?
Well, our primary website, the way I advise people two ways. You go to YouTube, which is fun because you can read all the lyrics and hear all the songs and stuff. But also just our website, strikingbackmusic.com. Basically what it is it's just a link to all the other social networking sites that we're on out there, whether you like Pure Volume or MySpace or Facebook. You can find it all from there.
You're all over the internet.
Oh, that's right, yeah. We like to let people experience our music in the way that they regularly experience music. So it's different for everyone. Yeah,
totally. Now, because the EP was originally something kind of different, and now you have this band of brothers, this awesome group together, are you going to get back in the studio to start working on an album as a group?
Yeah. We're writing new music right now that is pretty rad.
Okay.
Popalicious nuggets. We're pretty happy about it. And the great thing is after I finished up in LA, the studio that I recorded at, my current manager owns it. So now we're gonna go back and record like 15 demos free.
Wouldn't that be nice if you could just like go and do stuff for free?
Yeah.
Now, what exactly is a popalicious nugget?
A popalicious nugget.
I've never heard that before.
You know, I've always been a fan of pop music myself, and so when we write a song that I know someone's gonna like epically sing along to, it's very pleasurable for me.
Right,
you know?
where it's going to get stuck in their head and they're going to be singing it to everybody.
That's what I like about music, though. You know, I like driving in my car and shouting at the top of my lungs. You know, and those are the type of songs we try to write. And now we're on a roll.
Right. Now, sitting next to Jordan, you seem kind of like a quiet guy. Like you like to keep to yourself. So, because this is going to go out on the internet and it can be like spread all over the place, like the internet does, what would you like to say to everybody? Like, if you could say one thing to everybody who's watching.
He's single.
Yeah, I'm single.
There you go. Well, maybe not for long.
A decent piano player.
I'm not asking you to make like an eHarmony profile. It's just
I like to walk on the beach.
I like long walks on the beach and chocolate cake.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming in. We love supporting local